Yo, what's going on, guys? K7 here, and today we're back with a Bison guide. I wanted to take even more time than I usually do playing these characters because I think I want to main Bison. So he's a character I definitely took, like, I really had a good sit down with, had a good couple of days, studied some tech, tried out things here and there, tried out new combo routes, and this, that, and third. Because I wanted to bring you guys a real well done guide. But as you guys can see, I have 1800 MR with him, and hopefully you guys can learn something from this video. So let's just get started. Alright, so to start off, Bison is the kind of character that you want to play if you want a character that has a bit of set play, has really solid neutral buttons, and has really good tools just all around. Like, he has good neutral tools, he has good Oki, he has good pressure, and really insane damage. So if any of these are reasons why you like to play characters, Bison you might want to try out. Now, before we just jump straight into, oh, here's this combo for a million damage and this, that, and the third, let's just talk really quickly about his neutral. I'm not going to go over every single button. I do this in every guide video. I think it takes up too much time. So I'll just be cutting it down and talk about some of the important buttons and some things that you should be doing in neutral. So first up, let's talk about scissor kick. This has to be the first thing I talk about, literally just because it quite literally just like, it feels like Bison's neutral. It's -5 on block and has insane pushback. You can even make it -4 if you manage to hit just the second hit, and has insane pushback. So no opponent is punishing you at this range if you space it properly. However, a poorly spaced scissor kick can definitely lead to punishment. So if I just do scissor kick, I can definitely find a nice punish with. Oh. That doesn't hit. What button would I press? Oh, stand like kick. Okay. As you can see, you can still be punished for using scissor kick. You could even punish a bit harder than that. I could have did like light knuckle or something, or EX knuckle or something, but you get the idea. Just space it properly and you won't be punished as easily. Now, as far as his neutral goes, I'm just going to talk about really key buttons that I think, and aka stand medium kick. This button is actually the go button. You should just sit here and press this almost all day. You just need stand medium kick and scissors, and then you're chilling for the most part. So the idea behind playing this neutral is that you want to try to attack your opponent's drive gauge. Yeah, that little green bar under your opponent's health bar. We're going to sit there and try to attack our opponent's drive gauge while paying attention to our opponent's movements. Are they trying to get in and trying to fight us? Are they trying to zone us and walk away? And then when we do enough of these and enough scissor kicks and getting our counter hits and stuff like that, then you're going to find yourself finding people that want to jump. And here is what Bison has to say about jumpers. This is what he does to people that like to jump, right? Like, you want to jump on me? Nope. Immediate corner carry off of an anti-air. Cannot complain about any of that. You don't have to EX it. You could just do like medium Psycho Crusher, right? And then now they're in the corner instantly off of one anti-air, right? Or if you just want a simpler anti-air option, you could just press crouching heavy punch. This is really solid anti-air for Bison. But it gets even worse for your opponent if they decide to jump while they have the mark on them, because any hit can lead to insane damage. This one anti-air combo, just because they decided to jump with the bomb on them, and now they're dead. Like, is this not insane damage? I just got 7,000 damage off an anti-air. Like, don't nerf him. Don't nerf him, please. Okay. Okay, really quickly, I'm just gonna like dial it back and talk about scissors really quickly one more time. So the key thing about scissors that kind of makes it one of the more annoying things to deal with is just because the situation on block. So a lot of times people just mash light punch to see if, like, check the range or whatever. But if you manage to space it properly, you can input a crouching medium punch and then buffer drive rush, to where if they press the crouching light punch, you'll be able to get a punish counter, or maybe catch the button, right? And then get a nice, really nice combo that leads into a really good situation afterwards. So that's really what you're trying to go for as far as using scissor kicks in neutral. Just make sure you're not whiffing it, because it does have a really large total duration. It's 42 frames total duration. So if you whiff that in front of somebody's face, they're gonna kill you for it. And the larger variants of them have even longer total durations, being 46 and 51. So just keep that in mind when you're using these, and keep the ranges in mind as well. You don't want to just be throwing these out just at any range for any reason. You want to make sure that you're, at least using it sparingly. Not sparingly because a lot of you are going to spam it, but use it well enough to where you're not just brain deadly using it. And the cool thing about scissors is that if you do manage to hit it, counter hit, you can get stand light kick into the bomb. Now, while that's not the greatest combo you might have ever seen, it's still really solid for, you know, setting up a really good situation afterwards with the bomb on the opponent and your plus. So you can drive rush up and check them again or whatever it is that you want to do. But it gets even better if you manage to land it on punish counter, because instead of +4, it's +6. And +6 means we get crouching medium punch. And crouching medium punch means we get more damage. So we'll take that any day of the week. So pretty much anytime you're going for scissors, just make sure you're reading what's happening on the screen. Pay attention if you get the counter hit. Pay attention if it's punish counter. You definitely can react to this too. So like if you place it on random, you can see whether you get the punish counter or if you get the counter hit, or if you get nothing. So right there, I got the punish counter. Wow, that was nothing. That was nothing. Counter hit right there. Got the light kick. Punish counter. Got the crouching medium punch. It's definitely, you can definitely react to it. So if you just set the bot to random and then you just sit there and practice this in training mode, you can work on your scissor neutral if you'd like. Really quickly, the art of buffering is very, very important with this character. Not only off of like the RPS after scissors, just in general. If you're like playing this kind of close range with your opponent, you want to just use your crouching medium punch and buffer light bomb. That's pretty solid. Or if you want to buffer drive rush, that's really good too. But just buffering drive rush to make sure that you're ready to get your damage off of any hit is really good with this character, just because his buttons go so far. His buttons are just that good. Yeah, so whenever you're using these buttons, just make sure you're trying to buffer it. So like if you got your opponent like pressed up in the corner, I had a nice little buffer going, so I didn't even hit confirm that. I'm literally just doing it. So if they do get hit, then you'll get the drive rush, and if nothing, if you whiff, then nothing will come out. So this is always a solid tactic to do in Street Fighter in general. So just keep that in mind. Now, low forward is also another really good button. It's really just a Shoto low forward. It actually goes slightly further than Luke's low forward. Ever so slightly further than Luke's. It's hard to show you guys because Luke moves whenever he does his low forward, but right here my low forward would hit. So yeah, but Luke does move slightly forward when he does low forward, but my low forward definitely hits very, very far away. They're almost the exact same as far as range goes, but Bison, I feel like Bison's is like ever so slightly further. I wish I don't have the tools to be able to see exactly, but this is just from my testing. But yeah, his low forward are definitely really solid, and it leads to a lot of your combos, which we'll talk about now. Now, really quickly, I just want to say, do not overcomplicate combos with this character, because this character has a ton of routes. So everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, what if I did this instead of this?" And don't even stress yourself out about it. I'm gonna give you guys really simple combo routes off of pretty much any touch. So really quickly, we'll start with the light buttons. So this will be your light punch combo. If you get light punch, you could do light, light, light. Any variation works pretty much. It could be stand, crouch stand, it doesn't matter. Into light scissors, the situation after this is that you're +2 on hit, and you can go for a strike throw afterwards. And you can kind of loop the same situation over and over. And then you could throw if you wanted to throw instead. That's pretty solid. But another route that you have is you could do 2 crouching light punches into light bomb, or light back fist is what the move is called. Or you could do 2 crouching light punches or crouch stand into stand light kick. And stand light kick is important with this character because it gives you light back fist. Now you'll start to see a common trend that a lot of times back fist is just going to be what you're looking for pretty much in all your combos. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you're hitting your opponent, try to end in back fist if you can. If not, you can end in Psycho Crusher, because the situation after Psycho Crusher is not bad either. But yeah. Now that's pretty much your light combos. But if you get a light confirm, you use drive rush after. What you'll end up doing is you do drive rush jab, and then you can get stand medium punch. So it'll look like something like this. That's like a standard light confirm into drive rush. Like if you wanted to get a kill, you could use all of your meter. That's what like a light confirm cash out would look like, which is not that's not the end of the world. That's not really what you're looking for as far as combos go. So we're gonna go into some more. Now we'll talk about his medium buttons. Stand medium punch always goes into crouching medium punch. There's like like max range where it won't, but for the most part, you're gonna be able to get crouching medium punch after and go into EX scissors. Now we're gonna talk about pretty much any hit that you can get into EX scissors. The route that I like to do is this right here. I do drive rush medium heavy target combo into light back fist after, because you know the combo is a really solid combo, does good damage, and it has good corner carry. So I'll do it like I did it in the corner, just so I show you guys the corner carry, and then show you that I could drive rush up after and chase my opponent down while he has bomb on them. So yeah, that's a pretty solid route to go for. Just keep note that pretty much all your special moves work after crouching medium punch. You could do medium scissors, you could do medium cycle crusher, you could do medium back fist, you could do EX back fist, you could do EX scissors. Like, I don't want you guys to overcomplicate it, but just keep in mind that if you're pressing a medium button, you can go to EX scissors and then get this route right here. And if you don't have the drive rush to do all of that afterwards, you can just go into heavy back fist after the initial launch. That's very easy, very simple. You can't go wrong with it. Same thing with the light confirms. If you want to go for any of your EX specials, the only EX special that works after this is EX back fist. EX crusher and EX scissors do not work here. So you just have to go into EX back fist, and you can go into level 2 after this. So this is a pretty solid light confirm into level 2 as well. All right, so basically when you get your hit, like I said, we're looking to put bomb on them. That's route number A, or route number A, haha. But that's route A. Pretty much we're looking to put bomb, or we're looking to go into scissors if we have the meter for it, and then eventually put bomb at the end of the combo, or cash out for a kill if we can. Now as far as the heavy routes go, if you manage to hit somebody with like a stand heavy punch, you're only +4, so you can get like light kick into bomb, or you could do light kick into the crouching light punches into light scissors. This is a pretty solid combo route. You can do that as well, that works. But if you manage to land it on a counter hit, you get a crouching medium punch, so that's even better. So crouching medium punch, oh wait, my bad. There we go. Crouching medium punch into EX scissors, like I said, into the same routes that we spoke about before. Now as far as stand heavy kick goes, if you manage to land stand heavy kick, you can go for a crouching medium punch immediately afterwards. That links, so go straight into that. Like I said, the routes are very basic when you just keep it simple. Pretty much anytime we get a hit, like I said, we're looking for scissors or we're looking to put bomb on somebody, so just keep that in mind. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about the game plan when you have bomb on your opponent. So off of the routes that you do get bomb, like let's say like we get medium bomb. Let's talk about medium bomb for a second. So I'll do stand medium punch, crouching medium punch, medium bomb. This is a really important setup, and afterwards you could drive rush up and then press back heavy kick. This does lose to jab if you don't press it early enough. Now I'll show you a situation. So I'll make him do jab on wake up. Right here, I didn't press back heavy kick early enough, so I lost to the jab. But if they do mash and I do press it early enough, I can manage to hit them out of it, which gives me a great combo route. So this is just Oki after this situation, so I'm not gonna go too crazy with the combo routes, but just know that does work. Yeah. Now, really quickly, we're gonna talk about, just how to get you guys started on offense. So I already went a little bit into the situation after you do like medium back fist, but pretty much anytime you hit your opponent, I'm just gonna show you guys pretty much how to stop them from mashing. So in the corner, if you do medium back fist, you actually get a free meaty overhead. When I say free, I mean like meaty overhead that combos, and it's very easy to time because there's no frame killers, no anything. You just press it and you get the hit, and you can combo off of it. I know counter hit is on right here, so I'll just take, well, not counter hit, but I'll take them off the counter so you guys can see that it still works. I can still get the combo. You didn't mash there, you just got hit, and I just got the meaty there. But yeah. So whenever you're in the corner, using medium back fist is never a bad idea. But if you guys want a slightly more damaging combo afterwards, you have to spend some bar. So something like this, I would go into heavy back fist. Now for heavy back fist, you don't get a meaty overhead anymore. You have to change it up. You have to do drive rush overhead. So like this will work. And drive rush overhead. This actually will be this will be throws. This will be mash. It'll be everything. I don't know if you guys saw at the frame counter just then, but when I hit the combo there, there was no room to mash. You see that little, like you see where it says 97, the little, you know, black spot afterwards. You cannot mash there. You can't do anything. You only have one frame to do something. So they can DP, but still they can't mash, they can't jump, they can't do anything. And it gives me a really solid combo starter and combo route with the meaty overhead off of that situation. And pretty much all of these, when you go for your standard combo route that I gave you guys earlier, which is the EX scissors, off of EX scissors, if you do overhead into light back fist, you're plus 24. And this means that after we whiff a crouch light punch, we can do a meaty back heavy kick. And that causes it to hit meaty, and it is plus on block normally, and it just times it perfectly, so you guys could just not really worry about mistiming your meaties or anything like that. So the it would look something like this, right? Perfect time meaty, and it's plus 4, so we got the hit, and we can react to the hit, and then do jab into, you know, EX back fist or something, or, you know, whatever. And if they do get counter hit, we get crouching medium punch instead afterwards. So if we do something like this, right, I'll show you guys. It was like this. Something like that. And if we're holding our charge, which we should be doing because we're playing a charge character, it gives us insane damage. I'm not gonna do level 3 here, just do level 2 just to show you guys that there's other supers that you can end in. But yeah, you get 6,000 damage off of something like that. It's really insane. Really solid damage, really solid routes off of, you know, hitting your opponent in the corner with this character. Especially if you have your Oki down like I do. Now, as far as getting your opponents to block mid-screen, it's a little bit harder to do just because of back roll and back tech and stuff like that. And if you end in a bomb, it's really hard to like chase them down and make them block, unless you manage to get heavy back fist, which heavy back fist you can definitely make your opponent block afterwards. They're actually forced to block after heavy back fist. So let me just show you guys really quickly. And the only way you can get heavy back fist mid screen is if you do back heavy kick, stand medium punch, or crouching heavy punch. These are the only moves that'll give you heavy back fist without drive rush, of course. Because if you use drive rush, you can just get it regardless, right? It doesn't really matter. But just keeping that in mind, some of the combo routes that you'll find yourself doing is something like this. If you want to do double stand medium punch and the heavy back fist, just so you can keep up your pressure, and then follow it up with like drive rush stand heavy punch, which is perfectly timed, by the way. You could do that. Or if you want, you don't have to do drive rush heavy punch. This meaties, like I said, but if you don't want to do that, you could do drive rush overhead, which also hits meaty. Your opponent cannot do anything about that. They can't mash, they can't jump, they can parry, or they can DP. Those are the only 2 options that you have. Or a super, right? But like that counts as a DP, I guess. I count it as invisible wake up, right? But yeah, those are the options that you have. So these few setups that I just gave you guys here are going to stop your opponents from mashing, so you can start to go into a few more of like the layer 2 stuff, or the more in-depth stuff with this character. Now, let's say I hit my opponent, right, and I got the heavy back fist on him. We're just gonna work off of heavy back fist for a second here. So wake up reversal, let's start with wake up normal throw, right? Let's say I wanted to grab him. Oh, he tech. Okay, right. Now the next time, let's just go with counter hit for now. Just so I can showcase the double medium punch. But yeah. So let's say I know he's throwing on wake up now. Now I could do something like this, shimmy him, right? This is just like layer 1 stuff, very easy, right? Like you could shimmy there, as you can see. It's a little hard to get that timing perfectly, but right, as you can see, we can still shimmy there. It gives us enough time to pretty much use almost the whole drive rush forward and then decide to walk back at the end of it. But if I know he's throwing and I just throw this out, and they get hit, they get comboed. Same thing with stand heavy punch or the overhead, they both get hit. Now what if this guy's like, you know what, I'm kind of sick of this, I'm gonna start using parry, right? Let's do parry instead. I already told you jump doesn't work, so we don't have to lab that. But he's like, okay, I'm gonna wake up and parry. You definitely will lose to parry with this auto time setup. So something to keep in mind is that delaying your timing is important, right? Delaying your timing is important. So if people that are flash parrying or whatever, I'll just make him hold parry just for the sake of this. But now that he's holding parry, you could, oh, he's holding parry, I'm gonna grab him. Walk up again. Oh, he's holding parry again, I'm gonna grab him. I've had this happen in real games. People will sit there and flash parry or hold parry all the time against this character. So people that are holding parry, you can beat the hold parry. You can shimmy people that are mashing through, and now people want to wake up after they just finished getting hit. Oh wow, you wanted to wake up DP after getting hit once. Yeah, you died. You died. You didn't actually die, but you see how much damage we just got there, and all it takes is just one more hit or one more throw or whatever, pretty much to seal it out. But you guys could definitely see that just working off of the back heavy punch, or sorry, the heavy back fist Oki, just the layers that we were able to find just then. So just keep that in mind when it comes to playing, you know, Bison. If that's the Oki that you want to go for, look for heavy back fist. I personally like heavy back fist. That's the Oki that I usually tend to go for a lot of the time. Definitely, it beats a lot of people that want to sit there and mash parry or always do something on wake up. So it's been good for me. You guys should try it out. But working off a medium is not bad either, because you still get the solid Oki off of it. And if somebody wants to DP after, like I said, I just showed you guys how to pretty much kill anybody for it. So yeah, pretty solid stuff. Pretty solid stuff. All right. Now, which we just went over a little bit of Oki and a little bit of the combo routes and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna go too crazy with more combos, because you can't play a character without having defense, right? So I spoke a little bit about this in the neutral section, but we're gonna talk more about it now. If you do find yourself in the corner fighting against, you know, trying to fight out of the corner, you can find yourself in a little bit of trouble, just because Bison just doesn't have a DP. So, and on top of him not having a DP, his anti-air is not really good against characters that want to do, like, you know, cross up jump ins and stuff like that. So it can be hard to hit people out of the air with this character if you're not like used to using air to airs. So just keep that in mind when fighting back with this character. It can be a little bit hard or a little bit rough. So when it comes to counter poking, crouching light punch is your 4-frame normal. It does go very far. It goes decently far, but it does not go as far as some other crouching light punches, aka Luke. You see Luke is hitting me from light years away. His light punch will hit from here, mine will not. As you can see, I cannot hit Luke no matter how hard I try. Luke is gonna hit me with his. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you're fighting back, you can lose just if you're mashing crouching light punch. Stand light punch is a little bit better, so try to use stand light punch if you can. It goes a little bit further. But you should be picking your spots properly with Bison, just because you know, mashing is just gonna get you killed, and especially with a character with a DP, you can find yourself in really bad positions really fast if you're not on offense. But crouching medium punch is definitely a very, very good button. I spoke about it before, but crouching medium punch is definitely going to be your get out of jail card sometimes. Whenever your opponent is like trying to do stuff like frame trap you up, right? I'm gonna make Luke frame trap me, right? Right there, we traded. If I just delay my button a little bit, I can find myself getting out of the corner. But if I'm sitting there mashing, right, I'm gonna end up getting counter hit. I'm like, okay, I'm away. Oh, I got hit. Like mashing, crouching light punch. You know. A lot of people would think like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna mash my 4-frame. You shouldn't really just sit there and mash your 4-frame. Mashing your 6-frame, take 2 extra frames to get a little bit more range and a little bit more reward off of your hit is what I recommend. Same thing with when the characters are like around here. Pressing crouching medium punch is definitely gonna be way better than any light punch button you can throw. So crouching medium punch is gonna be your savior. Same thing with stand medium punch. Stand medium punch is really good too. It just moves you a little bit more forward than crouching medium punch does. Crouching medium punch keeps you stationary. So yeah. Fighting back on defense is definitely very important. It's something that you should not underestimate when playing Bison. Another good thing on defense to do is if you manage to just manage to get a mash, but your opponent blocks it, because, you know, let's say they mistime their meaty or whatever. If you have your charge, you can mash a couple times and then end up leaping out of the corner. So if you want to mash and leap out, that's a good option. That's what I definitely try to do. Mash, leap out, get a cross up jump in. Or even if you want to, you could just try to go for a stomp and then just jump away. Stomp into jump away is definitely very good because it goes a little bit further than just leaping straight out the corner. If you see me leaping straight out, it kind of almost leaves me in low forward range. But if I do like stomp into jump away, it leaves me. That one left me kind of the same, but I'm gonna try to do the heavy version like I was doing before. It definitely leaves me a little bit further away. I'm not really in much range for that. You could backdash too, stuff like that. But yeah. You definitely want to try to find yourself out of the corner by any means possible, just because fighting out of the corner with Bison is no fun. Don't want to find yourself in the corner. Definitely stay away from it. But as far as the supers go on defense, they're very good because we have a 10 frame startup immune super. 10 frame startup is it's not amazing, it's nothing crazy, but still pretty solid when it comes to, you know, super startup. You're not gonna get, this is not gonna get like safe jabbed or anything like that like Kim's level 1 used to, but you'll be perfectly fine with that. Now you do have to be careful about using his level 2, just because I found myself in situations where like let's say I ran out of like drive gauge. My opponent was doing stuff like, you know, just checking me with buttons, and I was like, okay, you know what, fuck this, I want a level 2. There's some situations where it just will whiff, like, or it won't punish counter some button just because it's too slow. It's 26 frame startup, so your opponent can whiff a button. Like Luke can press his crouching medium punch on meaty, and then I can do level 2, and then he can still block in time and get a punish, as you can see there. So definitely keep in mind that, you know, whenever you're using this, you want to make sure your opponent is doing something a little bit more committal. And by a little bit more committal, I really just mean drive impact. So like if your opponent is trying to hit you with like a drive impact, that's definitely a perfect time to whip out that level 2. With level 2, they can't recover in time. You can still get a nice punish, so that's really solid, really good. Or even more committal moves than that, like if let's say Luke was doing something like that, you could definitely use that level 2 to punish that. But yeah, just keep in mind that level 2 is a little bit more situational than I would like to think. But another good use for level 2, aka still on defense, is when you're using it just in neutral versus projectiles. If you just see somebody loading up a sandblast or a dukin or whatever, you could jump right over it, go straight through it, and get a nice little level 2 punish. 3,000 damage, nothing to scoff at, so we take those. And the last thing that I'll talk about is his level 3 on defense. His level 3 is still 10 frame startup like his level 1, but the level 1 is not projectile immune. So if you're trying to go through projectiles, just make sure you're using a level 3. That's going to be your best bet as far as like going through projectiles or trying to, you know, fight out of the corner or fight mid screen or whatever. All right, this would not be a K7 guide without showing you guys a little bit of, you know, space traps and stuff like that. So really solid one, really easy one to beat somebody that's just, you know, mashing. I hate mashers, if you couldn't tell. So literally whenever I get a new DLC character or a new character to play, I just try to figure out how to beat the mashers. So first things first, crouching medium punch is literally your go-to pretty much in all these situations. That'll immediately beat mashers. And if they delay their mash, if they're a good player, they'll delay their mash a little bit. So like this, you'll still manage to get the counter hit. But if they press a better button, you'll probably end up losing. But that's like, you know, slightly more in-depth stuff. However, if you have an opponent that likes to mash like low forward, same thing applies. You can literally just do the same thing. You just have to wait for the low forward, otherwise they'll trade. So if you do something like this, and I'm just mashing it immediately, we'll end up trading. It depends on the character, of course, because some characters have different startups on different moves, but if you're mashing a low forward or something like that, you end up trading. All you have to do, press heavy punch or press crouching medium punch after they press the low forward. So, show you. It'll be something like that, but yeah. So if you do manage to use drive rush jab in a few of these situations, you do have to keep in mind that you will not be out of range of low forward even by using the same block string. So you have to change it up a little bit. You could do 4 jabs instead. So you could do jab, 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 and it'll, you know, counter hit any pretty much mash. They can press anything. They'll pretty much get beat here. But you can't really get any conversions or anything like that. But you can end up doing like, right? Oh my bad. Oh. Right, you can just go straight into scissors. But that's not confirmable. You're just kind of doing it, and you will be punished with scissors at that range. But what I've been doing is I've been opting to use crouching light kick instead, because crouching light kick on hit gives you stand medium punch, which is our bread and butter, like we spoke about earlier. If we could do something like this into heavy back fist, like we've been trying to get this whole time, or we can go into medium back fist, which also works into the meaty overhead that I spoke about before. But it also leads to a better block string, which I'll show you guys right now. So he's going to be mashing crouching medium kick, and what I'll do is I'll do something like crouching medium kick, stand medium punch, and then crouching medium punch. And then look at that. his low forward whiffs. Definitely a little bit of a better block string for the sake of, you know, for the sake of making their crouching medium kick whiff. So I could do stuff like this, and I can get whatever combo it is that I'm going for. I can go for the craziest optimal you've ever seen in your life. But yeah, just pretty much showcasing a little bit of the block string pressure that you guys should be going for. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is how to play on block when you're using your bomb. So pretty much after you stack bomb on anybody, certain moves will trigger the bomb, or after you use back fist on an opponent, certain special moves will trigger the bomb. And the special moves that is your hell fist, I guess they'll call it, or devil's reverse, I think they call it. Devil's reverse will trigger it on hit or on block. If you manage to do it on hit, you will get the pop and you're very plus. And I believe you could do super here. Let me try real quick. I didn't do it. Yeah, super does work here. Yeah, you can get level 1 or level 3 here. Level 2 doesn't work, it's too slow, but still insane amount of damage. Well, yeah, so the other moves that trigger it is back fist again. So if I do back fist and I do another light back fist or medium back fist, this actually gives me a safe jump. So just keep that in mind when you're using light or medium back fist when it's already applied. Not the EX version, only the light or medium. Heavy version will cause a bigger pop-up, and yeah, you don't want that because it doesn't give us a safe jump. We want the safe jump, so. The heavy back fist is not the worst though, just because off of heavy back fist you can get a super still. So if I do heavy back fist right here and they get popped up, I can still get a super. You can do level 1 or level 3, both work. But on block, wait, let's apply it first. On block, it is still plus, so we are +6 here, so that means we can jail our crouching medium punch. But with a little bit of that advantage, we can, you know, manage to steal a bit of our turn and do this instead. So I'll show you guys this really quickly. We're gonna make him do mash crouching light punch after he blocks something. So, and then we'll make him block after 1 hit. So maybe something like this. And then we're gonna use back heavy kick. We'll end up trading with them, but the trade is so worth it because we're +9 after that trade, which means we can combo into crouching medium punch afterwards, or stand medium punch. But I feel like we'll be too far out of range. But just take a look. Right, we still get a nice little combo regardless. If we want to take our turn and frame trap and even take the trade with our 4-frame mashers here, which is really good because if it's beating the 4-frame mash, or we're taking up enough time to beat the 4-frame mash, it'll be people that are mashing parry as well. We'll end up hitting their parry on block and they won't get the perfect parry, but still. It's still worth it in my book to beat the perfect parry people and beat the mashers as well. So that works out in my book. And last but not least, the last move that beats this is Psycho Crusher. Now, one thing to keep in mind about using Psycho Crusher on block here is, where is it? Block after first hit. There you go. After using Psycho Crusher here and your opponent ends up blocking Psycho Crusher, the different variations of it do affect the frame advantage. Just I think it's only the EX versus the non-EX, but as you can see with light and medium and heavy versions, we are going to be +6. I believe heavy version is still +6. Let's see. No, it's +5. That's a little slightly less plus. But if we manage to use the EX version, we are +10. This is really where the sauce is at because let's say our opponent decides to wake up and block and then we're +10, we can kind of like get these insane block pressure sequences with our boy Bison here, and I'm gonna show you guys a little quick example of that. So it'll look something like this. Wait, I'll show you. So we get EX scissors, light bomb, meaty heavy, double jab again. That whole sequence they had to block, they could not mash through any of that. And if they did end up getting hit, then we'd find some really good damage. Really good drive gauge damage. Like, he's still recovering from his drive gauge damage that I just put on him. And like I said, if he was mashing before, we get a really good combo off of that too. So just something to keep in mind. But that'll be it, because I don't want this video to be half an hour long. I'm probably gonna end up making a part 2 if it's something that you guys are interested in and something you want to see. But I wanted to make a little bit of an advanced guide, talk about some stuff with Bison that I think you guys would really enjoy looking into. And there's a bunch of stuff on Twitter. I might actually end up adding a few more clips here and there throughout the video just to show you guys some really cool stuff with this character. Just so you guys can see, like, he has insane damage, insane potential, insane block pressure, insane Oki. He has great everything. Everything great about this character. You guys should pick him up. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.